There are studies upon studies upon studies done by the FBI's Behavioral Science Unit about attacks on law enforcement officers. And when you read these studies and when you listen to the interviews of these assailants, they select their targets. And I remember one when I was in the training academy, I was reading one of the interviews, total degenerate, destitute guy, was at the end of his rope and had just made a decision. He was going to either kill a cop or do a death by cop. The week he had done it, he had several interactions with law enforcement. His first interaction, he got pulled over by a state trooper. Male state trooper gets out of the car, fit guy, polished, mirror sunglasses, hat, walks up to the car. Guy's got a gun on and has an interaction with the trooper, gets a ticket, goes away. And they're like, well, why didn't you kill him? I didn't think I could. He looked professional. Gets pulled over a second time that week. Female officer, also very professional, very calm, presented herself properly. Why didn't you kill her? Well, I thought I could have taken her, but she looked sharp, and if it didn't have worked out, I didn't want to have to go to jail and tell the other inmates I had my ass kicked and was arrested by a female cop. This is the mentality. Third person pulls him over, police officer, male, gets out of the car, overweight, disheveled appearance. This is how perceptive this guy was, man. He probably didn't have a 5th grade education, but he says, when he got up to the car, I noticed that the keeper on his holster had dust on it, so I know he hadn't been training. So that's why I shot him and killed him.
I'm Jason, one of the instructors at Krav Maga Self-Defense. So that previous video, although it pertains to law enforcement, more for law enforcement, because he was talking about a study done regarding attacks on law enforcement personnel, but I think that still applies, that can apply to everyone. What are the keywords that they said? So the officers that the person of interest decided not to, or the one they were interviewing decided not to attack, or the keywords were they looked sharp. They look sharp, they look professional, which I think translates to looking capable. And if you look back at our target hardening episode, we did talk a little bit about that, the way you carry yourself, the way you, where you're unsure, you're not unsure, you're sure-footed, there's that quiet confidence, and you're carrying yourself well. So that makes you look like a hard target or someone less desirable for them to target. Now, there's also that mentality, right, that they compared it to a female officer, and that person they interviewed initially admitted, like, yeah, I think I can take her on, but she looked sharp, she looked professional. So that translates to looking capable. And then that still gave him the hesitation to go, I might not be successful at first glance. He might think that he can take her on, but it got him thinking that he might not be that successful and might fail. So he still decided not to. When he saw a subject that was that did not show those characteristics, did not look sharp, did not look professional, kind of had that aura of not being capable, then he decided to choose that person as a target. So that applies to us as well, everyone, civilians, everyone that's going around. We also had that video as well by, if I remember her name, Evie Pampuras. I am currently reading a book. So they did that study on how people walked, the different types of walk. The ones who were confident and had ownership of their space were the ones that the people who are out to do badness chose not to mess with or not to target, because they just seemed like the harder target, and chose the others who were a little bit unsure, a bit sort of less on that projecting the capability side or being capable side. But of course, if you train regularly, that naturally comes out of you as well. That comes out as an aura, right? Because underneath all that training and discipline, that knowledge that you've acquired, going through those hardships in training, building yourself up, that you don't realize that, but that comes out as some sort of aura, a presence on you as well. So if you regularly train and have that quiet confidence, a bit of that knowledge, you do sort of come out sharp, come out professional, and looking capable. So, like what we discussed before, a bit of those power poses can help as well if you need to sort of fake it till you be it, like what we spoke of before. Then go ahead. But this again shows, and this is a study from FBI, from the actual FBI. So that just proves how much that the impression of how you carry yourself can really project you being a hard target or someone that they'll pass and prefer to choose someone easier, supposedly easier to target. To learn more KMG self-defense techniques, train with us at KravMaga selfdefense.com.au.